Hi, mystery friends. Come on in and get cozy. Hopefully, this is working. I'm always nervous, and there's always some lag on my end, so it's hard for me to tell if things are going right or not. Um, yeah, it says I'm live, so let's hope I'm actually live. So today I released my 21st mystery. Yay! I'm so excited. That's this one, Up Shiatsu Creek. It's book 3 in the Massage and Murder Mystery series. I'm really proud of it. I know I get excited about every book, but a lot of heart and energy goes into writing them. So I get really excited to share them with everybody in the world. I've had a couple reader questions that we'll get to in a little bit. I'm going to give everybody a couple seconds to get in. I see 2 of you. Where are you coming from? Hey, how you doing? Yeah, so my brain just totally blanked out. If you happen to be a mystery friend who's on here often, you might have seen my last video about the 100,000 word challenge that I did over 3 months, and I completed in 2 months, and how I got sick right after it, and I'm not sure it was worth it, even though I got a whole bunch of stories and drafts done. I believe immediately after that, Idaho, yeah. Right by my sister. I think she says you guys are 30 minutes apart. That's kind of cool. You could be bumping into each other and not even know it. Anyway, so I think immediately after that video, I got sick again. You can kind of still hear it right about here in my face, but I'm much better. I don't know what it is. I've been sick. Let's see. I was sick in September. I was sick in October, sick in November and December, and now like January-ish. I've been like getting sick like every 3 weeks. Something has to change. I don't know what. I'm taking vitamins. I'm drinking water. I'm moving more than I have been moving before. I think, honestly, I think it's something in my house. I think I'm kind of thinking I have allergic reaction to different kinds of candles. And I think maybe I bought the wrong kind of wax. Like I can only use soy wax. Maybe one of my candles right now, I'm looking at a candle, that's why I'm turning inside, is a blend, and maybe that made me sick. I'm also allergic to pine scents. So maybe one of them has a pine scent. Maybe I'm doing that to myself, and it's just deciding to sit there and I push through it to get life done, and then I get sick. I don't know. But I've continued to keep using the DOT system. If you guys have watched any of my videos on the DOT system, which has helped me a lot when I've been really sick. In fact, yesterday, if you don't know my DOT system, it's green is I'm doing great. I can do anything I want. Yellow is I'm on the cusp of like getting sick or depressed or whatever. I need to slow down so that I can protect my green, so hopefully I'm green the next day. Red is I'm sick or in need, and I can't really do anything. It's like full stop. And purple means I'm so bad off. I need somebody else to do life for me, basically. And yesterday, I'm just going to share because I share everything with you guys. Basically, yesterday was the first day in a really long time that I was just slammed. My doggy just walked in, and so did my daughter. Hey, babe. Slammed with depression. I mean, I woke up from nightmares. I was just horribly, horribly sad about all kinds of things, about my daughter graduating, about my son and him growing up, about my sister moving to Idaho, about just tons of stuff slamming into me all at one time, making it almost impossible to get out of bed. So I was like, for the first time in a really long time, I was red for some other reason other than a cold. And the DOT system really helped me because I was able to first realize that there was an issue, because I think most of my life, I would have just gotten really down on myself, which I did at first. I got really down on myself at first for not being able to get things done. But I think realizing that I was in a red category meant that, of course, I can't get things done. It's like a car. My engine is worn out. It needs it needs to cool off. It's been running too long. I need to, I need to let it rest. I need to take some time to unwind. So yesterday, thank God, I was able to put my little tiny depression protocol into play, which is make sure I'm drinking water, make sure I've had something to eat that's not sugar, make sure I'm taking my pills, make sure I'm resting, that I do something fun, but then I also do something encouraging, that I do something I know it's red, so you're supposed to really stop. And these things I was doing were like slow down, stop things. It was like, for me, making images on software called Canva is really fun and relaxing, and it's a very low energy task for me. So I did a couple of those. They're quick, they're rewarding. When they're done, I have a pretty thing to look at, so I did a couple of those for Corky, for this book that I just launched, for like my YouTube thumbnail, ad space things, that kind of stuff. And for a new series that's going to be coming later, I made a couple for that, and that was really fun. But I did like little tasks, low energy tasks that I knew I could accomplish, but that would make me feel better about myself. So praise God, I was able to work through my little protocol, which I just kind of made up myself from just years of experience with depression. Made sure I had protein, made sure I wasn't scarfing down sugar, make sure I took like a nap if my body told me to. I actually had time to read for fun, which was amazing. I do read for fun in audiobook form, but I don't always have the time to read for fun with my eyes. And I got to like snuggle on the couch wrapped in a blanket and pull out my Kindle and read a part of a book. And I'll share with you what I'm reading in just a minute. But today I'm much better. I've still got the little nasal funk thing that's going on. But I'm healthier. And even though I know I could feel, I don't know if any of you guys suffer with depression or anxiety. For me, it can go away completely, and I can be really high functioning and really energetic, and not manic, but contently energetic. I don't know how to say that. But there are other times, and these are more often than not, where I am functioning. I am genuinely happy with life. I am content. I am trusting in the Lord. I am making healthy choices. I am doing good things, but you can always like feel like right here in the back of your head that there's like a lingering depression there, if that makes any sense. Maybe that's just my experience, but so I could still feel it, just kind of like my nose is kind of still stuffed. I could kind of feel it still in the back of my head, but I'm so much better. And I'm so thankful for this silly little dot system that was taught to me by the creator towards a simple life. She's awesome. She's she's just awesome about slowing down and taking care of yourself in a way that's not selfish, that doesn't feel like more of a burden, that's easy to get done, and very visual, so that I can keep track. So I can keep track of when I have my red day, like yesterday, I can look back and say, yes, but I've had like 2 months of green days as the majority. And that's amazing. That's a gift. And so I can look at that and be happy with that. So if I'm a little bit off, my brain is still not functioning from having these colds. I know. I wish there was only a single sickness allotment every year. If only. Yeah. Yeah. Prolonged sickness can make you feel really, really low. And it's even more annoying because I don't know, I've never had anything like chronic bad, but I mean, I've had pneumonia several times, especially as a young kid. I know what it's like to not have the energy to like lift your hand, laying in bed, you can't. But just the naggingness of being sick all the time can be really, could bring you really low. I am super impressed with people who can live with chronic illnesses or chronic pain and still be cheerful and as best as possible. I mean, I'm not saying fake positivity. I'm saying still looking for the best, still being grateful about things, still being willing to talk and listen to people. I know there's a lady from my old homeschool group. Her name is Cheryl, and she had a lot of chronic pain issues. And I would always point her out to my daughter and my son and say, look at that woman. She is a hero, because she's still, when you walk in that room, I know she's hurting. You can tell by how she moves, she's hurting, but the eye contact she gives you and the genuine empathy and excitement to say hello to you, that's real. And that's something she chooses to focus on instead of the pain. And she's a hero. My mom deals with pain all the time. She's a hero. I know that, I don't know that, but my guess is my father does too, but he's just more silent about it. And yeah, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, how you can do these things and be sick, but still be light is amazing to me. It's amazing. I don't hope for pain. That sounds horrible, but I hope that I can be light like that to other people. And in my own silly way, that's what I hope my books do. So Up Shiatsu Creek is book 3 in the Massage and Murder Mystery series. I really loved writing it. And it's really hard for me to talk about it because I've already written book 4. It won't be out for a while. It won't be out till like summer, but I already know what's happening next. I'm not usually that put together, but because of that writing challenge, I am. And so book 4 will be coming out in summer sometime. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to hit you there. If everything works out well, it'll be coming out in summer sometime, but I know the tiny little cliffhangers that are in Up Shiatsu Creek. I know what happens. And I'm just so excited to know what happens. And I know you guys are going to love it too. Up Shiatsu Creek is really cute. You get to meet Corky's mentor, the one who taught her how to do massage therapy in the first place. You get more of the Melinda snarly attitude action. And of course, sassy Stella. I have been asked, oh, thank you. You guys help me so much. Just your little comments like that help me so much, make it so much better. I cannot tell you. I'm going to cry. How much each person who shows up, who reads my books, especially you, he shows up, reads my books, and encourages me, what it does to me. It lifts me up so much, so much. Anyway, writing is lonely. It can be lonely. And sometimes as an introvert, that's great. But then sometimes you're just alone. And, the characters, if they don't want to talk to you, you can't write them. But Stella is still being Stella in book 3. She's forever herself. I got asked once I think actually twice by different editors and beta readers if Stella has ADHD, because she has all these little weird quirks that she does, like clicking pins and hobbling from foot to foot and jumping subjects like she does. And I don't know how to answer that question. It's not intentional. Like, I didn't set out to make a character have that character have a specific diagnosis, but she is formed around, I'd say, 3 people in my life. And out of those 3 people, 2 of them would tell you that they're ADHD. So it's possible she is, but I didn't do it intentionally. Like, I didn't go, let me research ADHD. I live with it too, but I didn't seek out to make her that way, which I think makes it even better, because that just means that she is who she is. And I don't know. I love Stella. She is great. She is, like I said, parts of her are combinations of 3 women in my life. I never write my characters to be exactly like a person, but there will be little flickers of people I love inside almost every character. You can't even really name a character that there's not a smidgen of somebody I care about in it. Just like Corky, for instance, she's terrified of balloons. And one of my closest friends hates balloons. And I was like, what a cute quirk to put in a book. I've got to do that. And so I did. I asked her permission, even though, go Stella. Yeah. Even though she wouldn't have minded, and she would know that me writing it wouldn't be making fun of her. I asked her permission before I did make Corky afraid of balloons, because I didn't want to hurt her feelings, to think I'm teasing her, and I'm not. I just thought it was endearing and loved it. So like, that is a smidgen of a person I really care about in my book. So yeah, but I think it's funny. Two separate editors have asked me, is Stella ADHD? Because one of them said, because I can totally relate to her. And the other one is like, because she acts like people I know. And I'm like, okay, I guess she probably is then. But my characters are just who they are. They aren't, I don't know how to explain this. They're not people. I don't try to force them to be something they're not. They are just who they are. The hard part is forcing my words to reflect who they are appropriately. Yes, that's what my friend says. Yes. They said, ditto, balloons hurt your ears and they're afraid of the pop. Awesome representation of balloon haters. Yes. That's what my friend says. She said she's scared of the pop. Even from across the room, if there's a balloon, her shoulders go up because she's just waiting for the pop to happen. And I know this is probably spoilers to my son, but when he was little, he was terrified of balloons. And we would go to restaurants, and what do they do when they're little and you put them in? They're like, oh, you want a balloon? And they would tie it to the back of his chair, his little high chair, and he would scream. It was so sad and so cute. He would just belt it until we took the balloon off of his chair, because he was just so, hated balloons. And I still don't think he's very fond of them. So, I mean, there's another person I love sprinkled into Corky. But yeah. Oh, I forget those memories. Those things you think you're never going to forget, and then you do. Anyway, so Corky in this one is back to her old school, which is super fun. Chef Steve is in it, and there's a little bit of some stuff happening with Chef Steve, and that's really fun to write. And my voice is just going to go out. Hang on just a second. Maybe turn off my mic. Hopefully that's better. I'm not sure how long I'm going to last with my voice going crazy. Anyway, there's a lot of cute things with Chef Steve in this book. There might be more with Chef Steve happening up in book 4, which would be coming in July. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. So one of my goals, this is not Corky related, but we just kind of chit chat on these. So that was one of my questions. One of my questions was, somebody asked about Stella being ADHD. Another person asked if I use AI in my writing. And it's kind of a hard subject, kind of a tricky subject to say, because I do use AI in my writing, in that I use spell checkers and grammar checkers and those sorts of software, which are essentially AI. So I do use them that way, but I do not use AI to create the stories. The stories you get, and the sentences, most of the sentences, with the exception of ones that the grammar has just flipped to where it makes more grammatical sense. Grammatically makes more sense. They're mine. They're my words. I put them in there. They help me spell restaurant, because I can never. Yes. Yeah, so they just they just correct my grammar, and that's how I use it. Yeah. Thorns to me as the feelings are. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, cool. You're a beta reader? That's awesome. But my brain, so like, yeah, I hate like my brain not braining. I have a hard enough time making it brain normally. And now that I've got this cold, it's not working. So I had the question about Stella. I had the AI question. Sometimes I use AI when I'm writing ads. And sometimes I use it to make my emails sound better because I'm just, my emails can sometimes sound like this. Like I don't know what I'm talking about. So I'll write it and sometimes I'll throw it in like some AI search, like whatever those things are called. My brain, again, is not braining. And I'll just say, make this sound pretty. Basically, I'll say, turn this into an email and it will. And then I'll reread it to make sure they didn't like throw in some other word that I didn't want to use. And then I'll kind of tweak it and put it back in and it will help my thoughts. But I don't use AI in my books, just for grammatic issues and spelling issues and that kind of stuff. So no, I don't use AI in my books. I don't really know how I feel about AI as a whole. I understand. I don't think there's any getting rid of it at the moment. And really, readers are going to be the ones who are going to decide if it stays around in the writing community or not. Because if AI can write a better book than a human can, then the readers are going to go to the better book. I don't know. So anyway, I don't use it on that. And so far, my cover designers don't use it either. And I appreciate that. Sometimes I wish I could use AI cover design. I wish I knew how to do that just so that I could make myself mock-ups for while I'm writing, because it always helps me to have the cover in front of me as I'm staring at covers to come across the way for me. I'm so excited because of that writing experiment. Even though I've been sick, I'm so excited. I have 2 new series that I'm sharing with you guys this year, and I'm over the moon for both of them. But none of like Corky's still around. Penny will still be around, but just 2 new series starters, like just book ones. And I just can't wait to hear what you guys think about them. But there was a third question. Let me remember. I should have written it down, but again, yes, I hear you, Dean. The feeling is taking out. The essence of a human being is lost at the moment. Anyway, so what was my third question? My question was, Stella is ADHD, AI. And I think it was, what were my plans? My goals for this next year? So I think I've talked about this before, but whenever I actually plan out a year and goals, something happens. And I know I sound like I'm being a doomsday, cynical person, but I'm not joking. Something happens. So I've taken that and I've been like, okay, then maybe I'm hanging my hope too much on these plans. Maybe I just need to make a general kind of goal list. And that's what I'm doing. So I have a general goal list, and Lord willing, I'll reach them all and maybe do even more. But if not, I'm going to try to be okay with it. My publishing goal. Yeah. My publishing goal, I do write down my goals. That helps too. Is to publish 5 books this year. 5. Let me think. Yeah. And this is just book 1. So was it 5? Yes. 5 books this year. I'm looking to publish 5 books this year, and I'm hoping to write at least 3. I'm giving myself some grace because I probably should give myself a lot more grace, because the next 5 months I'm going to be focused a lot on getting my youngest baby to graduate high school. I'll be focusing a lot on that anxiety has already started to set in. Like deadlines are already coming. And I'm like, what? I don't remember it being this way with kid number 1, but apparently it was. And I just don't remember. I blocked it out of my head. So I'm going to try to be more gracious on myself as far as the writing goes, because sneaking in creativity in the nooks and crannies of my life works really well for me, unless I am like completely overwhelmed by everything else, unless I'm completely stressed out. And I think I'm going to be emotional. So I'm not sure how good my writing will be. It'll be really emotional. And I'm not really writing dramatic pieces. I'm writing cozy mysteries, and I'm hoping they're getting a little bit more humorous because I'm working really hard on humor. Another thing I'm working on is I'm working on reading 4 books a month, which I know is a lot of pressure, but I don't mean I have to finish all 4. I just wanted to read 4. So like this month I'm reading Now That's a Good Question by R.C. Sproul. I'm reading Networking for Authors by Dale L. Roberts. I'm reading Muffaladas and Murder, which is something I want to talk to you guys about in a minute. And then I forget what my 4th one is, but it's a book I'm reading with my daughter. You think I could do 50 books by 50? I don't know. I hope so. I might change it to 55 by 55. It gives me more time, but we'll see what happens when baby number 2 graduates. When she graduates, I keep saying, it keeps like feeling in my head that life is going to slow down, but that's not happened with my oldest. Life is actually ramped up. There's more to do, more to go help with, more to be involved in. So we'll see. We'll see. I am shooting for it. I just don't want to be sick the whole time. And so if this is a price of sitting up at my computer too much, then something's got to shift. Anyway, but I am hoping to read a cozy mystery a month with you guys. I'm hopefully going to get that read and then be able to come on and give my little review on it. No pressure. No, I need the pressure. It's good for me. It's good for me. I am going to shoot for it. I'm going to shoot for it 100%. 50 books by 50. I'm at 21 right now. I have 4 years and like 9 months. So we'll see. And like I said, I've got 5, Lord willing, coming out this year. So we'll see what happens. But so the book I'm reading right now is called, I'm also looking for cozies by indie authors or smaller authors that people haven't heard of very much. This lady, Jan Franklin, I don't know if she's an indie or not. I've done some book swaps with her. So I thought, hey, I'm going to read one of her books, and it's Muffaladas and Murder. It's a small town girl mystery series. It's really cute right now. It takes place in Louisiana. I don't see anything. It's clean. It's faith-based. So that's my jam. So I'm going to look into that. I'm going to read that book this month. I'm hoping to get it done. That's what I got to cuddle on the couch and read yesterday. So excited. Is it a good read? Good. I can't wait to read it. So I'm only on like chapter 3. So I'm looking forward to reading more of her. But any suggestions of small time authors? I know I got a book this Christmas, a paperback this Christmas by my goodness, by a well-known author. I might read it with you guys and let you guys know what I think about it. It's hard because I don't like being critical of anybody's work. So it would just be like, this is my take on it, and here's 5 things I really liked about it, basically. And if you guys wanted to read along, you could read along with me and let me know what you liked about it. Any suggestions about books you guys could send me. I love suggestions about cozy mysteries in particular, but I do read the occasional women's fiction as long as it's clean. And yeah, I'm not really heavy on romance. Romance is fun, but I like it to be a side part. I don't like it to be the full part. Short or long, I like either. Short is easier for me to get done, but long is good too. So let's see. What else was I going to talk to you guys about? So yeah, my goal is to get those 5 books published, to read four books a month. Like now that's a good question. Is not gonna, I'm not gonna finish that in a month. It's really thick and it's a lot of thinking, and I really want to think over the information I'm getting. Networking for authors is like this long, and I'm probably going to read it in a day, but I want it to be in a day where my brain is working so that it could take notes. I have a really hard time networking. I'm very shy. Yes, I do like having a sleuth that has a sidekick that's the love interest. That's fun. I just don't want it to be the main thing. Romances and cozy mysteries are great. I am just not, this is going to sound weird, I am just not one for detail. I don't like detail. I don't like spice, first of all. And I don't really like detail in romance. You can tell me he's well built and that he has like muscles. That's fine. I don't really want more than that. I don't need to know exactly the curves the jeans take or anything like that. That I get embarrassed for the book, the messy stuff. Yes. I get embarrassed while I'm reading it. And if it's on audiobook, it's even better because then I share it with my daughter. And so that's even worse. She's old. She's 18. She's okay. It's not, but I don't want the messy stuff coming out while I'm reading it with my daughter either. I like it to be a little bit cleaner. Which is why I write the way I write too, because I want to give people that as well. So yeah. Yeah, I couldn't read erotica. It does something to my heart. It makes my heart heavy. And I know that I might just be the only person who's like that, but that's okay. For me, it just makes my heart a little bit heavy. But anyway, so that's what's up with me. If you have any questions or anything you want to talk about, I'll stay on here for another minute or so. But other than that, my throat is starting to close up. My face feels like it's going to cave in. I just want to sit here and poke my sinuses. Too much information. I know. I'm drinking my hot chocolate / coffee. It's my wannabe mocha. And the more I talk, the more it's like all congested. But yeah. So yeah, pick up your copy of Up Shiatsu Creek. Let me know what you think. I love hearing from you guys. I love knowing what you think. It does help me. I try not to take what people say personally, but I do take what you say constructively, especially if it's told to me in a kind way. I do look for that. Like I have been told sometimes, have you read Your Brain is Not Broken? Your brain is not broken about ADHD. No, but I'm writing that down because that sounds like a book I need in my life, especially since my brain is not breathing right now. Your brain is not broken. Okay. I will check that out. Thanks for that tip. But yeah, I've read tons of books on dyslexia. Okay, I'll write that down. Tamra, PhD. Rose here? Got it. But I've read tons and tons of books on dyslexia because that is in our household, which I don't find humorous, but I think it's kind of funny since I'm a writer and there's dyslexia in my house. But I haven't read that much on ADHD because sometimes it crosses over. And so I just kind of read whatever that dyslexia book has on ADHD in it. But I probably should so that I can understand myself a little bit more, huh? That might help. Then I might notice when I'm accidentally writing characters that have quirks like Stella. But anyway, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I know this was kind of just brain dumping, off the wall coffee chat. Anytime you have anything you want me to talk about on these chats, you can email me at sarah@sarahhualde.com. You can leave comments in past videos. And the book is on audio. Yes, I will get that tonight. When I'm off of here, I will get that tonight. I have audiobook credits waiting for me, and I will get it. But I know it's been like more of a brain dump night. This is what these coffee chats tend to be. Last time we got to play some games because it was the 20th book. We'll probably do that again on the 25th book, which should be this year. But if there's anything you ever want to know about my writing life, about being a mom who homeschools and writes, or won't be homeschooling very much longer because my kid is about to graduate. If you want to know about me writing with bipolar, it's 2 a.m. Whoa, Jane. If you want to know about how I'm writing with bipolar or ADHD, any of that stuff, you can ask me pretty much anything. I just don't share other people's secrets. So like if it has to do with my family, I let them share their secrets, but I am pretty much an open book about my secrets. And writing, anything you want to know about writing, anything you have questions about the books, the characters in England. Awesome. I love to chat up about my characters. I love to chat about your writing. If you are writing and your characters, I'd love to talk to you. I have so much fun on these chats. Thank you so much for hanging out. And as always, God bless and stay cozy. Good night. And don't get sick.